Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome. Sketches at breakfast. Oh my goodness, what is this? Oh, sorry, I was outside playing with my dog and got a little sniffly. It's the we got fires in the area, so the old fire weather's kicking up the whatever the sinuses. But we're doing good here. So for about an hour or so, we're gonna work on inking up the cover to Spawn Kills Every Spawn issue 4. Up for pre-order now. It'll be on shelves around Halloween. All right, which is going to be really nice. It's going to be the introduction of what I call the Chibbulator. I don't know what they're calling it in the book. The magic of comics, folks. They add the words after you draw. So it's somewhat of a surprise even to myself. I do need a white pen. Give me a second. Oh man, definitely a little sniffly. All right. I'm gonna do a little white touch up here. Where was I saw something. I just saw something I was supposed to touch up, and I'm like, I don't know what I just saw. Okay, what am I doing here? Hey, what's up, Chauncey? What's up, dude? Sorry, like I said, I got little sniffles. Let's try the brush pen. That one is not doing what I want it to do. Let's see how this goes. Hey, what's up, Luke? How y'all doing? Some of these chromes, the spikes a little more. Get the mic up here. Yeah, so we're having a good morning, productive day. Kind of right back to I gotta tell you, folks, there's a reason I don't do conventions, even if I made money at them, which I generally don't. Traveling just messes me up. Not for like a week, for like a month. So like just switching time zones, flying around, traveling. Like I'm never at full speed until like 3 or 4 weeks after all that. So I'm just now getting right back to where I was right before Comic-Con, which is just nuts, But and I've always been that way. It's not like, oh, Rob's getting older, okay, but no. It's always just sapped the living crap out of me. Not everyone's made for that sort of travel. Hey, what's up? Luke says, really digging the style and Spawn stuff. The Gunslinger Spawn. Oh, man, thank you. Yeah, I really wanted to give each one of them a different body type, you know, a different body weight. So I really want a Gunslinger to be more leaner, you know, than maybe he is in the comic. So I'm glad you appreciate that, because you never know how that's going to go over with the fans. They could just feel like he's making them look stupid. That wasn't the intent. Who says, yeah, I did a bit of drawing of that Gunslinger spawn. Awesome. Let's see if I can get this one to work. But yeah, man, like I wanted like Gunslinger to be thinner. I wanted Medieval Spawn to be closer to the way he was in the original toy. You know, the original toy. Like he's super bulky now. In my opinion, too bulky. I like the original toy proportions, you know. But it's not like that stuff's explained, you know. You just draw it and you hope people pick up on it, you know. That's it. That's all you can do. Thrawn says, do I ever draw on an iPad? I have an iPad. I get carpal tunnel. I can't. So I do all my drawing on the Cintiq. It's bigger. It's too small. iPad's too small. It's too small. God darn it. Hey, give me 1 second. So weird. But yeah, I don't do well with the iPad. I would love to, man. It would be the dream of like being able to draw anywhere, right? No, I could draw on my couch. I can draw, you know, I can draw at the coffee shop. That would be super awesome. The reality is, it just hasn't worked. Not to mention, like, I'm just old school when it comes to computers, you know, like PC. If they ever make a 24-inch or 22-inch iPad that I can also somehow hook a keyboard up to and do all my shortcut keys, maybe. But again, dude, like, I hate the file structure. When I say old school PC, I mean I can't stand the way files work on an iPad. I have a very... None of you've seen it, but I have a very structured organizational system with all my files and folders and the way everything's backed up. I don't like the way iPad just shoves things wherever it wants to, and you have to just, I can't deal with it. I have a very structured organizational process. Every now and then, like Steven, or like I'm always sharing a screen with somebody. My buddy Todd Beats, I was helping him out last week with something, and they get a look at it and like, man, everything's super organized. I'm like, yeah, I can't deal with pads just shoving things wherever they want. So, and that comes from just, you know, working in art departments and stuff. Like, your computer always had to be arranged in a way that anybody could come on your computer and use it, because they would fire you at any given... Now, the idea is that if you weren't there, someone could be able to go on there and find your stuff, you know. Maybe one day they'll make something that mimics it, but I don't know. I'm not waiting around for it. I know, like, a lot of my artist friends are like, I like that I'm not tethered to a computer. I'm like, yeah, well. We're all tethered to something, you know? Luke says, accidentally forgot to change the name on the account. Do a little red shade. And then we'll get this rest of this part inked up. So I'm gonna be doing this about an hour, folks. It's gonna be in, it's gonna be out, and I'm gonna get back to work. But Frozen, hey man. Hey, what's up, Frozen? I'm back. Luke asked me if I saw the new Zelda trailer. I haven't. I'm not that keen on it. I love playing a Zelda, but I'm not into crafting, and all the Zelda games seem to be turning into crafting now. So, also, I really like the initial trailer for that Zelda when like the camera shifted and you could see the whole like retro world in like 3D. But the top-down camera being stuck there, I don't know. Like if you're gonna do top-down camera, I guess give me more traditional. But if you're gonna do open world, give me an open world cam. I don't know. It's just. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I don't think I'm into this one. I want to be. I've been asking for a Zelda title my whole life, but just not into crafting, guys. I don't have the. I barely have enough time as it is to play, but to play a game where I'm just like randomly trying different things all day is like, it's not getting me anywhere, you know? I don't really. I can easily, if I have like an hour to play, I'll get nothing done on a crafting game. So you sort of see my conundrum there, right? Plus, I'm also kind of tired of the look of every Switch game right now. They all look the same. Part of that's just to do with the lack of memory on that system. So, like, I'm actually giving my Switch away to my nephew. And then when the Switch 2 comes out, I'll pick it up. I'm ready for new hardware, but it's been long enough, guys. You know? Yeah, I've seen the style. It's a Link's Awakening style, dude. Like, you know, but like, could use better lighting. You know, could use hand painted textures. There's all sorts of things they can do that doesn't require a ton, but yeah, I told you, man, it's not. I'm looking forward to Dragon Quest 3 HD, but I'll just pick that up on my PS5. So. That Europa trailer looked cool. But there's a Zelda Link's Awakening style like game on PC these guys have been making that just takes that art style to the next level by adding density of forests and different, has an overworld map and stuff. So it's like I've already seen fans take it further than what Nintendo's doing. So I don't, you know. Yeah. Not for me, guys. Sorry to say. I'm not going to turn this into a complaint fest, you know. If you're excited, I think you got reason to be, but... Jones says, sup, my handsome fella. PS5 or Xbox ruled out for you? PSP are ruled out for you. Remember GS6 coming in? No, I have a day one PS5 and I have a Xbox, which I just play Fortnite on. So I'll probably play GT on my PS5. I got the Xbox for Double Fine because I'm a huge fan of Double Fine games, you know, and they've yet to put one new game out since Microsoft got them. I don't. It's like, all right, Tim, like get. I was hoping they would bring, you know, a lot of AA, single A, and AA games, you know, on top of what, you know, the rando 7-year game. But it's like, well, where's the Double Fine games? I don't know. So at this point, I just basically play Fortnite on it. Luke, I played one of the Dragon Quest games on PlayStation when I remember. Yeah, Dragon Quest 8 is still my favorite. 7's a fantastic story. But you need the symphonic score, which I think was only available on the Switch, which is weird because the Switch version looks like shit compared to the PS5 version. So, and then they went and released a version of the symphonic one on the PS5, but it's just the Switch version up-resed. That's ridiculous, guys. Like that, you know, it's like, so now the PS5 version looked brilliant. Like, just give me the damn symphonic score with the high def visuals. I don't want low def visuals up-res on my PS5. I don't. Man, sometimes these Japanese studios, guys, like they just. I'm struggling to see the logic, you know? This was a FromSoft guy, I like dogs. I like that Demon Souls remake. I do. I basically only finished the first area, you know? But I enjoy it. I mean, it took me so long. The Dark Souls games are like, kind of remind me like Ninja Gaiden. Super hard until you figure out how to do it, and then it's super easy, right? So like, there is like genius behind that. But yeah, the Demon Souls remake, visually, I just thought was really great. And I played Elden Ring a bit. It's fine, you know. Like, so I like what the Miyazaki. It's not really From publishes it. It's the Miyazaki studio that really puts that together. So. Lucifer says, yeah, the remake was beautiful, but not gonna lie, I never got all the way through Demon Souls because I hated that health gets cut in half when you die. It does. It's brutal. I found out that for me, like, I mostly just use the tiny dagger, you know, which gives me like a lot of that. The tiny dagger helps. But yeah. But man, I play games like Valkyria Chronicles. I mean, I love good JRPG, you know. I could spend a year playing just one, so. The new Trails remake looks beautiful. So probably when I'm done with Spawn, I'll probably pick up Visions of Mana. I feel bad for that studio. They got Toys for Bob, right? They make a brilliant game and just get shuttled for no reason. So. But yeah, I've beaten every GTA, you know. So I do play GTA, not online, the actual single player games. So when that comes out, I'll be picking up GTA 6. You know? June says, I miss the CD DVD area. It's a full-time job to keep all programs and games up to date. Plug and play with some music. You miss it? Yeah, a lot of those games needed updates. I don't know about that. Like, I hear what you're saying, but there were plenty of games from the ROM and CD area that needed updates. Especially when you hit a glitch. And there's games that glitched all the time that you just, oh, I guess that ain't happening. I think the scale of the games of that era were better. I mean, if we could get the scale of games down to 32-bit era and bring the price down to $39.99, I think we'd all do better. But you know, that's the problem with gamers. They always complain they want more and more and more. And so they end up with all these 100-hour games that don't need to really be 100 hours. You know? And then the cost of development, you know, triples, and then they're like, well, everything's $70. So gamers kind of gotta blame themselves on that one, man. And sometimes the studio overprices a game. I have no idea for the life of me why Activision thought charging $60 for Crash 4 was a smart idea, other than they felt they could get away with it. You know, it's a $49.99. That's a $49.99, maybe a $39.99. It wasn't a AAA title when we made it, you know. So it's like if someone's gonna choose between that and Ratchet at the same price point, what do you think? Like, so it's really, I don't know, man. You know. But you play games like Valkyria Chronicles 4, that those are appropriately leveled, appropriately built, appropriately scaled. Streets of Rage 4, appropriately scaled, appropriately priced. So it does happen, you know. I don't miss my CDs getting scratched and then my game being unusable. I mean, remember all the stupid game doctors you had to have? And here's how you use toothpaste to fill in the gaps, and here's how you can grind it down. So I don't know. There's no easy answer. You know? Other than to say I care about price point and the amount of time I'm expected to play a game. Like, I don't need an RPG longer than Dragon Quest VIII. Seriously. Like, Dragon Quest VIII, Final Fantasy XII are pretty long games. I mean, remember when they released the Resident Evil Director's Cut on PlayStation 1? It was supposed to have all this extra cut stuff, and none of it was on there. They just shipped the original ROM. You know, they could have patched that and put that original content in there. They didn't. They just shipped you a game that was the exact same one you already bought, and you had to deal with it. So, not as cut and dry as we all remember it. I think the scale of 3DS games were pretty good. If they could have just taken the development of that and applied it, you know. Then again, there's some really good stuff. I mean, like the Kirby game, Forgotten Lands, whatever on the Switch, pretty good game. Appropriately priced, excellent scale, and about as good as any game on the Switch is gonna look. And I found it to be more fun than Odyssey. But if you guys are playing Call of Duty and stuff, and you bring that upon yourself. Yeah, nice 200 gig updates every week. Stop playing those games. But I mean, look at Mario Kart 8. Look at all the tracks they were able to update. That's pretty good. I mean, they never would have done that back in the day. You would have just gotten like 3 different Mario Kart games on one system. So yeah, it's not all bad. You know, it's not all like 20 years ago was better. There's a lot of things 20 years ago that weren't that great. I do think more companies could go back to hand-painted textures, you know? I mean, you look at the texture work in Final Fantasy 12, I mean, it holds up to this day. You know? I'm fine with Final Fantasy games being at that scale, plus maybe HDR lighting, you know? But this whole, like, nanite, Unreal Engine 5, everything's realistic thing that's gonna balloon cost of games to like $1 billion per game that's unsustainable, guys. Like that's what's gonna wreck a lot of companies. You should be making Final Fantasy games back at Final Fantasy 12's scale. I'll take hand-painted textures over that pseudo cell shading that's been going on like on every Switch game for the last 7 years. Like cell shading's fine, but it just feels like a cop-out a lot of times. They're trying to shader their way through every game, then they all look the same, you know? And I know I'm in the minority on this one, but I'll take the hit. I prefer the art direction of Diablo 3 to Diablo 4. I said it. Christian Lichtner was art director on Diablo 3, you know. The colors from Liquid, who colored Battle Chasers and stuff. I much prefer the look of that to whatever they're doing now. But that's me. I get most Diablo fans disagree. See if I can get these rocks done in the next 30 minutes. tomorrow I can get the red shade done and get to splatters. I gotta do that. Actually, I gotta do all that background. I'm not gonna get. I gotta get that background done tomorrow because I want to bust out the stupid ruler. Hate using the ruler. Hate it. these chains done. Twenty more minutes. How efficient can you be? Saturday, I'm going to be doing a good long stream. We're going to get this commission done, this Scribbly Gunslinger. So, one way or the other. Like, I gotta do a watercolor base, and it needs to dry. And then we'll do the rest in acrylic pen. So I might do the watercolor on Saturday and then do the acrylic pen part Sunday. We'll have to see how that works out. I definitely want to stream the watercolor part. Yeah. Or distress ink, whatever you want to call it. But, I think Saturday we'll do the watercolor, and then we'll tackle the rest of it. It's not a normal commission. It's something I wanted to experiment with. This guy's getting a hookup, but, and then we'll just, if I don't get it done Sunday, then we'll deal with it an hour every day during the week until that's done, and we'll see. Ah, no, it came off. The cap can unscrew on its own, apparently. get the. It's gonna have black splat and white splat when I get done with it, so it'll pop that out a bit more. And that'll add the energy. The energy. Gotta keep the energy in your art. So it moves. It moves in one drawing. So you don't have to draw an additional 12 to 24 frames. Just draw once. It moves. And the red shade adds, you know, energy. Red shade adds energy. And sort of just makes up for all that lack of awesome McFarlane inking that I cannot do. The sort of hyper Terry Austin look. Well, folks, that's an hour. That's an hour. So I'll be back on. I'll be doing. Well, I'm gonna be streaming NDA today, but we will continue this tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna get some of that shade done on the boot, and then I'll get all the leaves. No, I'm gonna get all the lines done next, the speed lines, and then I'll do the leaves after the speed lines. That'd be about the easiest thing. I gotta go with the ruler. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not gonna lie. I hate using rulers. So we'll get the rulers, and then we'll get those leaves done, and then that'll probably take the whole hour. And then the last thing to do will be to add black splat, let it dry, white splat, and little white highlights beyond where I've already added them. There's little like black splatters that have to be put in. Oh. All right, folks. Be back later. Thanks for hanging out with me. See y'all soon. Peace.